be discussing about the extraction process of flax fiber, then properties of flax fiber, then end use of flax fiber. Again, we will be discussing the extraction of jute fiber, properties of jute fiber, and then the application of jute fiber. Okay, these 6 topics today we are going to discuss. So now let us start with flax fiber. So flax fiber is a natural fiber. It is a cellulose fiber. Okay, it is comes under the category of bast fiber. It has multicellular fiber. Okay, so plant grows in moist and cold climatic conditions. So when the fibers start growing, it will reaches up to 170 centimeter in height and 1.5 centimeter in diameter. Okay, then the fiber will come to the maturity position. Once it's occurred its maturity position, it's the color of the flax fiber is changing from green to yellow color. So once the color is changes from green to yellow color, what is the indication? It attains its maturity. Okay, so after attaining its maturity, what it indicates, it is ready to harvest. It is ready to harvest, and you can proceed further for the extraction process. So after maturity, it is harvested for the extraction of fiber. So how the extraction takes place? The plants are bundled up and carried over to a place where they are hackled. Hackled plants are beaten against a row of vertical iron spikes to remove the impurities like leaves and small branches. Okay, then retting process is carried out. Retting is carried out to separate the fibers from the gumming material. So this is how the extraction process is carried out. Okay, so before going to the next slide, I will be discussing about the cultivation of flax fiber, how the flax fiber is cultivated. So like jute, flax is an annual plant. The plant from which the fiber extract grows in a moist and cold condition. The plant grows up to 170 centimeter in height and 1.5 centimeter in diameter. The tree is matured by changing its color from green to yellow. So after maturity, it is harvested for the extraction of the fiber. Harvesting may be done when flowering is almost over and the stalk is green. The fruit has set, the seed pods have ripened, and the stalk is yellowish brown. Initially, harvesting gives poor yield with soft fiber. Late, harvesting gives a coarser fiber with higher yield. So harvesting will be better when the seed pods have ripened. So after harvesting, the plants are allowed to lie in the open field for a week or so when all the leaves and branches come out of the tree. Then the plants are bundled up and carried over to a place where they are hackled. So this is an operation in which the plants are continuously beaten against a rows of vertical iron spikes to remove the impurities like leaves and small branches. So this is how the cultivation of flax fiber is taking place. Okay. So coming to the retting process. So there are 4 retting processes are available. So what is the purpose of retting? It has to remove the fiber from the plants. Okay. So there are 4 retting processes are available. The first one is dew retting. Dew retting in the sense the plants are kept in warm and humid climate conditions. Okay. Stretching over green grass for about 7 to 15 days. So while keeping the plants in this type of situation, what will happen? The leaves, the small branches, loose bars come out from the plants. The fibers are separated from the stacks by pulling from top of the stack. So this is one type of retting process. You can extract the fiber from the plant. The second process is stagnant water retting. See, jute stacks bundles are immersed under water. So the color changes takes from green to yellowish green, again to yellow. Now the bundles are taken out and the fibers are pulled out from the stack. So this is one type of retting process. This is called stagnant water retting. So you have to keep the plant in a stagnant water. Okay. So coming to the third retting process, this is running water retting. So stacks are left under flowing water for about 20 to 30 days. Please keep it in your mind, the duration of the retting. So the initial due retting, it took 7 to 15 days for the extraction of the fiber from the plant. Whereas your stagnant water retting, it took 10 to 20 days. Whereas your running water retting, how much time it took? Nearly 20 to 30 days for the extraction of the fiber from the plant. Okay, the fourth process is chemical retting. So the chemical retting is boiling with 1% sodium hydroxide or 0.5% sulfuric acid at boiling temperature for about 6 to 8 hours. So what will happen while treating with the sodium hydroxide? This lignin material, hemicellulose material and the pectin matters are hydrolyzed and degraded. So the fibers are finally washed with clean water. You will get the flax fiber. So this is how the extraction process has to be carried out in the flax fiber. So please look at the table. The table shows the duration of the extraction process. If you take due retting, 7 to 15 days is needed for the extraction. If you take stagnant water retting, again it took 10 to 20 days. Then if you take running water retting, it took 20 to 30 days for the extraction process. Whereas if you take chemical retting, only it needs 6 to 8 hours for the extraction of fiber from the plant. So which retting you would prefer for the extraction of fiber from the plant? Please tell me. Which retting you would prefer for the extraction of fiber from the plant?
Chemical retting.
Yes, because it took only 6 to 8 hours duration. Okay. So that is the reason why you are choosing chemical retting. But while choosing chemical retting, you have to keep it in mind the concentration of sodium hydroxide, it should not exceed more than 1%. Similarly, if you choose sulfuric acid, the concentration should not exceed 0.5%. Similarly, the duration should be maintained. Otherwise, these chemicals will also affect your fiber properties. Okay, so that is the reason you have to maintain the conditions during this chemical retting process. Okay. So now look at the properties of the flax fiber. So flax fiber, it has denier of 6 to 50 denier. So the diameter of the flax fiber is again 6 to 20 microns. If you look at the cross-sectional shape of the flax fiber, it is polygonal in cross-section with wide lumen. So already we might be discussed about this word lumen. Lumen is present in the center portion of your fiber. Okay, it is empty space present in your fiber. Then it is hygroscopic in nature. It absorbs water readily. What do you mean by hygroscopic? It absorbs water readily. So when you look at the moisture regain property of the flax fiber, it is 13%. So it is higher than your cotton fiber, whereas the moisture regain of your cotton fiber is 8%, but your flax fiber is having 13%. What it shows? The flax fiber absorbs more amount of moisture than your cotton fiber. Then when coming to the tensile strength, 5 to 8 grams per denier. Okay, so tensile strength of your flax fiber is 5 to 8 grams per denier. Then if you look at the density of flax fiber, the density is 1.48. It is similar to your cellulose. So normally the density of all the cellulosic fibers, not only cotton, jute, flax, hemp, rami, so all these fibers are having the density between 1.48 and 1.52. So the density is between 1.48 and 1.52. Almost all the cellulosic fibers are falls within this range. Okay. So now the flax fiber is not affected by heat. Then the strong acid, yes, it will affect your flax fiber similar to your cotton. So what will be the cotton? See, cotton will start dissolving when you subject it to strong acid like hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid. Similarly, here also, the flax fiber is treated with strong acid like hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid. What will happen? Then it forms hydrocellulose. So your cellulose is start degrading. Then if you treat it with oxidizing agent, what will happen? There is no action. So the fiber will not get damaged if you treat it with oxidizing agent. So where this oxidizing agent is used? So the main purpose of the oxidizing agent is to remove the natural color present in your material. So that process is called as bleaching process. Bleaching means it is the removal of natural color present in the material. So this process has to be carried out before the dyeing of textile materials. Okay. Then coming to the next dilute alkaline treatment. So when the flax fiber is treated with alkali, that is either sodium hydroxide or sodium carbonate, what will happen? Little effects. But concentrated alkali, what will happen? It swells the fiber and the fiber, it loses its strength. So that is the reason why I told you, while chemical rating, the concentration of the sodium hydroxide, you have to keep it in a particular concentration. Otherwise, what will happen? The fiber, it starts swelling. Similarly, it loses its tensile strength. See, whatever may be the process, it should not affect either the physical property or the chemical property of your fiber. See, whatever may be the treatment, you can give it to the textile material, but ultimately the process or the chemicals or the conditions, it should not affect either the physical or the chemical property of the material. Okay, so you have to plan in such a way that your process should be carried out. Okay, so next please look at this slide. This is the simple schematic representation. First the plantation is done, next the growth of the fiber is taking place, the plant. Next, after the full maturity, then you are harvesting the fiber, then the fiber is separating, then breaking, then finally combing, then spinning process, then reeling process, then drying process. So these are all the steps involved in the extraction of flax fiber to the production of yarn. Okay, so this is a simple schematic representation of your flax fiber. So please look at this slide. These are all the some of the end uses of the flax fiber. Okay, so coming to the application of flax fiber. So the first one is it can be used as a table wear. Then nowadays it is used for a suiting material. Okay, already see if you get into any of the textile shop, they are selling linen cloth. Linen cloth. I think you might be seen in the advertisement also. Linen suitings, linen shirtings. Okay, it is nothing but your flax fiber. Then clothing apparel, then surgical thread. It is used as a sewing thread. Similarly, it is used for the manufacturing of decorating fabrics. Then it is used as a bed linen. It is used in kitchen towels. Then you can obtain high quality papers by mixing flax fiber. Then handkerchief linen, shirting materials, upholstery materials, then draping materials, then wall covering materials. Okay, so these are all some of the applications of flax fibers. Okay, it has good insulating power, it has good filtrating power. Okay, so it has been used in automotive applications. Similarly, it can be used as a reinforcement material while manufacturing composites. Okay, please look at how the extraction has been taking place in case of flax fiber. Okay.
Hi, I'm Dave, and we're here at the Frontier Culture Museum at our German farm barn. And I want to talk to you about processing our flax. Flax was one of the crops a farmer like this back in Germany in the early 1700s was growing. We would be making linen out of the flax. And linen was one of our everyday cloths for our clothing, our sheets, and our towels. I have a linen shirt on and linen breeches. Very important part of our lives, the linen from the flax. This is some that we grew here last year. And the first thing that we would have to do with our flax after it was harvested and dried would be to rent the flax. And that involved keeping this wet for a period of time. And the method that we used here at the German farm was to lay it out on the grass for about a month in nice, neat, long rows and let the dew and the rain work on it and keep it wet long enough to basically rot the plant enough that the fibers would separate out more easily. And this is some of the flax that we retted last year. It does sometimes turn it a different color, but this is retted and dried and ready to go on to the next steps. The next steps that we would be moving to would be the flax breaking. Here we are at the flax break tool, this heavy stand with this heavy arm here. And we're going to pull the flax, this bundle of flax, through this tool as we raise and lower this arm, beating it. And here we go. And as I do this, it's breaking up the inside of the plant, and that's falling out in small pieces down below. And it's just leaving the long fibers. And they are tough and strong, and they will stand up to all of this beating and stay nice and long. And we would keep working through the whole length of this to break up the entire bundle. That's breaking up well. And after breaking the whole length of this, then we would move on to the next step, which was the scutching. All right, now we're at our next step in the flax processing, our scutching. And we have a scutching board here and a scutching knife. And we will drape our broken flax fibers over this scutching board. And with the scutching knife, we need to beat and scrape down through the fibers, trying to clean them up even more thoroughly, and start to straighten and soften those fibers. So, on with the scutching. And this had to be done very thoroughly. It was a kind of loud and tedious job, but it had to be done. It's getting a little finer, but you get the idea. That was scraping and beating to get this just as finely cleaned as possible before taking it to our last step, which was the hackle. Here we are finally at the last step before taking it into the house, and that is our hackle stand. And on the hackle stand we have two hackles, a coarse set and a fine set, both of which are made up of these long metal nail spikes, kind of a bed of nails, but are used basically as a brush to brush out or comb out these long fibers, these long flax fibers. We would start over here in this coarse set of hackles, of course, and once most of those tangles were out, then we could move on to the finer set. And as we work this flax through, it's going to look more and more like long fibers, long hairs. And yes, once it was just as finely combed, we could take it into the house and spin it into linen thread on the spinning wheel. So that is flax processing from start to finish. Threading to breaking to scutching and then finally hackling. Thank you very much.
So now let us start discussing about the jute fiber. So these plants takes nearly 3 months to grow up to a height of 12 to 15 feet. So during the season, and then cut and bundled and kept immersed in water for retting process. Okay. So already we might be studied what do you mean by retting process. It is the process of extraction of fiber from the plant. So where the inner stem and the outer get separated and the outer plant gets individualized to form a fiber. Okay. So this is how the extraction process is carried out. Then the plant gets separated and washed to remove dust from the plant. The fiber after drying is taken to jute mills for getting converted into jute yarn, okay, or you can call it as essine or gunny fabrics or bags. From the jute, various lifestyle products are being produced and diversified into various forms due to R&D support and also due to support by government organization. Jute occupies second place next to cotton in the world's production of natural fiber, India and Bangladesh. Both have monopoly in jute industries as more than 85% of the world's jute fibers are grown here. Jute is grown in Burma, China, Brazil and Nepal. India is the world's major exporter in jute clothes and materials. Jute is obtained from stem of two plants grown mainly in India, subcontinental places. The botanical name of the plant from which the jute is obtained is Cocorus and Capsularis. In general appearance, both the plants are similar, having long straight stems of about 2.5 cm in circumferences. So coming to the next topic, cultivation of jute fiber. So how the cultivation is taking place in jute fiber. So low lying areas and slightly acidic and alluvial soil in river complexes are particularly suited to jute growing, especially when these solids are flooded each year. After flooding, a deposit of slit is left on them when the flood water resides. So these soils are slightly acidic in nature, which is helpful for the growth of the plant. The rainfall should be average 80 mm to 100 mm during the growth of the plant. 65 to 90% humidity and 25 to 40 degrees Celsius is most beneficial to the crop. So the cultivation areas situated for this atmosphere in India are West Bengal, Orissa, Assam and Bihar. So these are all the areas where the jute plant is cultivating. So these are all the areas you can get the exact climatic conditions for the growth of the particular jute plant. Okay. So that is the reason why the West Bengal, Orissa, Assam and Bihar are the places where it is suited for the growth of the jute plant. So within 2 to 3 days the seeds germinate. So when the plants are at 8 centimeter to 15 centimeter tall, bedding and thinning are carried out. This process is maximum a labor oriented process because we have to remove the wedding and thinning are carried out. Okay, once the plant attained 8 centimeter to 15 centimeter at height. So after plantation, the jute plant grows as a single stack. So the height is around 2 to 5 meter. The whole plant usually attains a height of 8 to 12 meters. To grow up to a full length, the time will be around 90 days. So it attained its full height, how much time it took? 90 days. So from till the plantation until its maturity, how much time you need? 90 days is needed to attain its full maturity. Once it attains its full maturity, what will after full grown, the plants get matured. So the color of the plant changes from green to yellow and then reddish yellow. So when you come to know when the plant is getting matured, once the color changes takes place from green to yellow and then to reddish yellow. So this indicates the fiber attains its maturity. It is ready for harvesting. So after full maturity, a small buds of yellow flower appears within a period of within a particular sweet smell. So this also indicates the fiber attains its full maturity. Okay, a small buds of yellow flower will appear and you will get a smell of sweet smell. It will come out from the flower. Again it shows the jute fiber attains its maturity. So from this flower, seeds are formed to be used for next crop. It takes about 100 to 130 days from sowing to harvesting. So nearly you need 130 days, okay, for harvesting. So in general, the plants are ready for harvesting from middle of the June to end of September. The plants are harvested at the flowering or pod formation stage. However, yearly harvesting due to rain or flood lowers the yield and the fibers will be short and pale. Late harvesting also ensures a higher yield with inferior quality fiber. So what will happen if you late harvesting also it will give good yield, but if you look at the quality of the quality of the fiber is little bit inferior. Even if you start harvesting at the earlier, again it will also leads to poor in quality of the fiber. So the harvesting should be done at a particular period of time. Okay, then only you will get good quality of fiber. Then coming to the extraction of jute fiber, again there are four retting processes are available. The first one is jute dew retting. So plant kept in warm and humid climatic conditions, stretching over green grass over 7 to 15 days. The leaves, small branches, loose bark come out. So fibers are separated from stacks by pulling from the top of the stack. Then stagnant water retting. Jute stacks bundles are immersed under water. So the color changes takes place from green to yellowish green to yellow. So the bundles are taken out and the fibers are pulled out from the stack. Okay. Then the third retting process is running water retting. So stacks are left under flowing water for about 20 to 30 days. Then chemical rating, you have to treat it with 1% sodium hydroxide solution, then or 0.5% sulfuric acid at boiling temperature for about 6 to 8 hours. So what will happen? The lignin material, the hemicellulose material and the pectin materials are hydrolyzed and degraded while treating with sodium hydroxide solution. All the impurities are getting removed during this chemical rating process. Finally, the fibers are washed with clean water. It is similar to the flax fiber extraction process. The four rating processes are similar to your flax fiber extraction. See the same duration. If you take dew rating 7 to 15 days, if you take stagnant water rating 10 to 20 days, running water rating 20 to 30 days, chemical rating 6 to 8 hours. Here also you can choose chemical rating for the extraction of the fiber, but you have to keep the conditions to be maintained during the process. Otherwise it will affect the quality of the fiber, that is the property of the fiber. So jute is a natural fiber, long and soft vegetable fiber with golden silky shine, also termed as the golden fiber. Why it is called as golden fiber? The color of the fiber is in golden color. So that is the reason why the jute fiber is called as golden fiber. It can be spun into a yarn. The yarn is having strong tensile strength. See, please look at the figure. So this is the how the jute plant is being harvesting. Then how the jute plants are bundled for the retting process. Then here the retting process is carried out. This is dew water retting. Sorry, stagnant water retting. Okay, the extraction of fiber from the plant, here it is a stagnant water retting. See, please look at the figure, then you will come to know how the harvesting takes place, how the bundling takes place, then how the retting process has been take place, then finally the cleaning of your jute fiber is taking place. See, after cleaning, they are drying. So here they are grading good quality fibers and then they are removing the poor quality fibers. Then here it is being taken to the jute mills, is separated based on the quality wise, good quality fiber and being bad quality fibers based on the strength of the fibers. This is a jute plant, the drying. So coming to the properties of jute fiber. Jute fiber is 100% biodegradable and recyclable fiber, and this fiber is environment friendly fibers. Yes, nowadays we are talking about the environment friendly fibers. So jute is a natural fiber with golden and silky shine. So how the shining? It looks like your silk fiber, and hence it is called golden fiber. So jute is the cheapest vegetable fiber procured from the bast or skin of the plant stem. It is the second most important vegetable fiber after cotton in terms of usage, global consumption, productivity and availability. See, please look at this point. It is the second most important vegetable fiber after cotton in terms of usage, global consumption, production and availability. Jute yarn is used for packing the materials. Then it helps to make best quality in industrial yarn, fabric, net and sacks. It is one of the most versatile natural fiber that has been used in raw material for packing, then textiles, then non-textiles, then it is used in construction areas and agriculture sectors. Okay. So jute is one of the versatile natural fiber that has been used in raw material for packing, textiles. Okay. So jute stem has a very high volume of cellulose. So jute fiber, it has more amount of cellulose. Okay. So within 4 to 6 months, and it can save the forest and meet the cellulose and wood requirements of the world. Raw jute and jute goods are interpreted as burlap, industrial hemp, or kenaf in some parts of the world. So you can replace this hemp fiber or burlap or kenaf fiber in some parts of the world by means of using jute raw materials. The smallest unit of the commercial raw jute is known as reed. The length of the reed varies from 1 meter to 45 meter. It depends upon the grade. So the denier varies from 60 to 50 denier, but the average is around 80 denier. The average denier of your jute fiber is 18. So the diameter of the jute fiber is around 6 to 20 microns. So when you look at the fiber cross-sectional view, how the cross-sectional looks, it looks polygonal in cross-section. How your cotton fiber looks, it is bean shaped in cross section, isn't it? Your how your cotton fiber looks, it is bean shaped in cross section, but here it is polygonal in cross section with a wide lumen. Jute is hygroscopic in nature, it absorbs water readily. So at a standard condition, what is the moisture regain of your jute fiber? It is 13%. It is higher than your cotton fiber. So tensile strength of your fiber is 5 to 8 grams per denier. It is similar to your flax fiber. So the density of the jute fiber is 1.48. I told you at the beginning, most of the cellulose fibers are, the density falls in the range between 1.48 and 1.52. Okay. Then prolonged heating not only degrades the fiber. Okay. If you prolong the heating process, what will happen? It degrades the fiber nature. So because of degradation, what will happen? The color changes from light brown to deep brown, and then finally you are getting a black color. So jute fiber undergoes tendering with the color changes from yellow to brown or deep brown on exposure to light. So this is the color changes takes place when the jute fiber is exposure to light. Okay. So once the color changes takes place, what you come to know? So some degradation taking place in your cotton fiber. Once it starts degrading, what will happen? It loses its tensile strength. So jute fiber is acidic in nature, and the pH of the aqueous extract varies between 5.5 to 6.2 pH. At ordinary or cold climatic condition, organic acids like oxalic acid or formic acid, the mineral acids like sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid in dilute solutions have no action on jute fiber. Okay. Dilute acids brighten the fiber to some extent. So what is the action of dilute acid on your fiber? It will brighten, that is, it will increase your shining effect of the fiber. Whereas if you treat the jute fiber in strong acids at boiling condition, what will happen? There is a formation of hydrocellulose. Hydrocellulose formation is nothing but your degradation of the cellulose takes place. Finally, what will happen? It leads to loss in tensile strength. So I told you at the beginning, whatever may be the process should not affect either the physical or the chemical properties of the fiber. But what will happen here? If you treat it with strong acid at boiling condition, there is a formation of hydrocellulose. What will happen once the formation of hydrocellulose? It will lead to loss in tensile strength. Okay. So dilute solution of alkali has little effect on jute fiber, but concentrated alkali brings about profound swelling and loss in strength of the fiber. So you have to take care while treating with sodium hydroxide. at a higher concentration. Then ordinary oxidizing agents have no action on jute. Only strong oxidizing agent will form oxycellulose. Again, there is a formation of oxycellulose. So once it forms oxycellulose, again it will lead to loss in tensile strength. So reducing agent erect little influence on the fiber. Similarly, jute fiber is resistant to microorganism at ordinary conditions. So please look at the slide. These are all the properties of your jute fiber. Density, elongation at break, tensile strength. It is expressed in terms of megapascal. Young's modulus, it is expressed in terms of gigapascal. Cellulose percentage 61 to 71 percentage. Lignin content 12 to 13 percentage. Wax content 0.5 percentage. Hemicellulose 14 to 20 percentage. Pectin 0.2 percentage. Ash content 0.5 to 2 percentage. So these are all the chemical composition of your jute fiber, and these are all the properties of your jute fiber. Okay, again same thing. Then coming to the chemical properties, effect of bleaching agent, not affected by oxidizing agent and reducing a bleaching agent. Effect of acid, strong acids it will affect your fiber, whereas dilute acids it won't affect your fiber. Alkali, yes, strong alkali it will destroy the fiber and your strength will get reduced. Organic solvent, resistant to organic solvent. Effect of mildews, it is better than cotton and linen fiber. Effect of insects, it is resistance. It has good resistance towards insects. What about the dyeability? It has good dyeability because of the more amount of polar groups and more amount of amorphous region present in your fiber. And similarly, it has good moisture regain. So that is the reason why this jute fiber is having good dyeability property. When you come to the electrical and thermal conductivity property, this fiber is having moderate property. So again, this is the schematic representation: harvesting, then deforestation, then retting, separation and combing, spinning, finishing, and then weaving. So these are all some of the end uses I have displayed here. Okay. So coming to the application part, jute is used chiefly to make clothes for wrapping bales of raw cotton and to make sacks and coarse cloth. The fibers are also woven into curtains, chair coverings, carpets, okay, area rugs, design cloth or backing for linen. While jute is being replaced by synthetic materials in many of the uses, okay, because jute has some advantages. Jute is a biodegradable fiber, okay, whereas the synthetic fiber is not a biodegradable fiber. That is the reason why we are replacing synthetic fiber in some situations. Then coarser ends of plants are used for making inexpensive clothes. Traditional jutes are also used in textile machineries as well as textile fibers having cellulose and lignin. But majority breakthrough came with the automobiles, pulp and paper industries, and the furnishing and bedding industries started to use jute plant, okay, and its allied fiber with their non-woven. See, jute fiber is, please mute.
தண்ணி குடிக்கிறதுனா தேய்க்காத பல்லு வருது.
Please mute. See, sometimes the jute is not, sometimes see, jute is in the form of non-woven also you are using for some applications. Jute fiber is used as a composite materials, okay. Already you might be studied about this composite. Composite means combination of two dissimilar materials. Then it is used in technical textiles. So these are all some of the applications. Please look at the figure, then you will come to know the applications. It is used as a canvas cloth. It is used in upholsteries, home furnishings. Okay. So please look at this slide. These are all the end uses of your jute fiber. I'll play the video.